Good morning from Sweden, and welcome to today's topic, which is about pain and the blessing of pain. So I think that most people think that it is a weird combination to call pain a blessing, but I want to explain why pain can be a blessing if we choose to respond to pain the way that I think, at least, that it was meant to be responded to, and the way that it longs for us to respond. So if you think of yourself and your own life, when you experience pain, it is because that some part of you feel wounded, right? Some part of you feel vulnerable, some part of you feel lost, some part of you are in despair, a part of you is simply just in pain in whatever form it may be. And what do you really want when you are in pain? You want comfort, you want understanding, you want love, you want hope, you want to be met where you are. And the last thing you want is to be judged as wrong, right? Because you already feel that there is something wrong. No one has to tell you or show you that. The only thing that you need is true comfort and true acceptance for where you are, and love. And that is what the pain is for. The pain is touchable for us because we are mature enough within our own emotions to receive it and help it to heal. You know, when we are in a state of that something is too much for us, what happens is that we shut off, right? And in worst case, when it's really bad, we don't even remember it because it's too much for us. So we have this survival mechanism within that it just turns black. We don't remember it, and we even, what can you say? We forget about it. Like it's way back in our memory, and it's not conscious to us. And it's the same thing with pain. Remember that you can never feel more than what you actually can handle, because that is how our whole system is designed. So you never have to be afraid of that it will be too much, because if it would be too much, your body would take care of it itself. That is how I believe, and what I have experienced in my own life, and what I have seen in other people as well. So when we are on a spiritual path, it is not about that we say that darkness doesn't exist. What it is about is that we embrace the darkness, and when we embrace the darkness, we will in that come forward to the so-called light, or the spirit, or God within, or our soul, or unconditional love, the true self, who we really are, the core, right? But many people today think that pain is bad, and pain is associated with that we have failed in some way, because a happy life is associated with the feeling of only being happy and never feel pain, or never feel sadness, and never feel like hopelessness or whatever. But in fact, as I see it, it is how much we can embrace the darkness within ourselves that we also have the capacity to develop even more empathy for others who are in darkness, or that we can understand more what's going on in the world. When you understand the war that is inside of ourselves, we can start to recognize that that war that is inside of us is actually just a reflection of other people's inner war in the chaos that are in the world. You know, it is very important that we understand our own pain also for the greater good, because it makes us less judgmental for people who are acting in weird ways, and we have the capacity to help them in a deeper level, because we can see that what they are doing is just a symptom of how lost they are in their own pain, and they cannot by themselves in that moment maybe find the light, find out how to respond loving towards themselves, how to treat themselves with compassion, how to meet themselves at the way that they need, because it was so long time ago that they were confirmed in who they were and the pain that they were in. So pain can be a blessing when we meet it, if we meet it the right way. So I just want to share a bit how I do it, like in a concrete situation. Just there's several ways, but I just want to share one quick tip. And how I do it when I feel an emotional pain that I find very uncomfortable. Sometimes it can almost, when it's something really strong that I remember or that triggers me in some way, it's almost like I get sick to my stomach. It gets physical. So what I do is that I breathe. First of all, I take control over my breathing. That is a very powerful tool and very underestimated. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And then I just do that for a couple of minutes, or how long I would need. And then after that, whatever comes up, I will just breathe my way through and welcome it. And my only mantra, if you can call it that, is that I will welcome whatever there are within me with love. Whatever comes up within me, I will not resist it. I will not try to force it down again and punish it for being. I will simply just embrace it with love wherever it is. And even though that I only managed to do this intellectually, already there, just by being faithful to my decision of welcoming it, the pain in that process actually resolves itself, because it is there, because it is time for it to be released. So it is very important that we understand this message, that it is there for a reason, and it wants us to be guided through it and deepen our spiritual awareness. And we only do that when we practice to bring the light to the darkness. It is easy to be in the light and to choose loving thoughts when we have a great day. But the days when we are in most anxiety, the days we are in most fear, the days that we are in most despair and doubt of everything, and all the old traumas are coming up to the surface, that is actually where we need to practice the light the most. And that is where we have the chance to develop real spiritual muscles. So there are other techniques as well we can do, but that is just a simple one that you can do everywhere without that you have to go into this deep breathing state, or whatever it is that you can do. It is something that is quite discreet, so you can just go out on the toilet if you're at work and you get some trigger or anxiety attack or so, whatever. And it is something you can do in the car. You can do it wherever you are. So the pain is a blessing when we choose to see the pain for what it really is. And it is always, as I have experienced within myself, it is just behind the pain, whatever it is just a little child within you or within me that longs for love and approval. And when we choose to give it what it needs, the pain will resolve itself. And what will be born out of that is that we have gained new spiritual muscles. Our faith are now strong because we have an own experience of it, and our empathy for others has increased a whole lot, because we can start to see that longing for love within everyone, because that is what we all want. There are no evil people in the world, no matter how sick they are, but they are very lost children of God outside that are desperate and have lost themselves. And we free ourselves when we can see the pain and the evil for what it is. That doesn't mean that everyone is our responsibility, but it means that we ourselves can be free, because we now have the chance to see with the eyes of the soul. But it starts with that we see our own pain for what it really is. Everything inside of us, we will always reflect in our outside world. It is just what we see in our outside world is just a mirror of our internal world. So yeah, it is a blessing, the pain, but that doesn't mean that it feels good. But we need to go through it as it is, just as we do at the gym. It's not fun to go to the gym every time, but it is wonderful what it gives us, and the muscles that we get, and how strong we feel when we have gone through all the things, right? And it's the same thing with spirituality. So yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about today. I love you, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye for now.